Hey, this is Andrew at Shin Photo. Just wanted to give you a quick photo tip. I wanted to walk you through the process of making the image that you see here. First, let's go out to the field. I recorded a little bit of video while I was shooting this to show you the process. So we're here at dusk. I'm up on a scissor lift, or just about to go up on a scissor lift, with my camera there, and this is me. Hi. We are about to take hopefully some really cool nighttime images with the Kings Canyon Unified hybrid electric bus fleet. So right in the middle there is the star of the show, the belle of the ball, ZEV 9, the nation's first production model fully electric school bus, and she's surrounded by a couple of hybrid buses, 5 of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right behind them, there's a row of 8 diesel school buses. So the lighting conditions are interesting to say the least. You notice that right now the view from the iPhone that I'm filming this on has a properly exposed foreground, and the sky is just all white. I'm going to tilt up a little ways, and you can see you've got this beautiful sunset going on behind it, and the buses are just all dark. So we're gonna bracket some shots to try to make that happen. I'm shooting a 14 to 24 millimeter lens, nice wide angle, my baby there, and on a Nikon D3. I have it on a tripod so that we can do this bracketing and maybe make some HDR photos. That's going to be a little challenging as we're 36 feet up on this scissor lift, but we'll see what we can do. So here we are going up on the scissor lift. My friend Curtis is driving here. He's doing an awesome job. And this is the view. Getting better by the second. You know, again, just to pan up to the sky so you can see what we're looking at for a sunset. It's awesome. And I think this is probably about a good height, Curtis. Commencing photographing. Now, you notice the red lights on the buses are flashing. I've done a little bit of testing and found that at a quarter of a second, I can get all the bus lights on at once. So we'll be working with that constraint too. Okay, I'm back here in the studio, and I've imported the images into Adobe Photoshop Lightroom 4. The first thing I'm going to do is open each one and just make sure that the images that I'm looking at align to each other. So I'm going to click on the first one, and I'll use the keyboard shortcut E to open that in loop view. Now, using the arrows on the keyboard, you can just quickly arrow back and forth between these photos. And what I'm looking at is little details like the tree here. I want to make sure they align well before I even start making a high dynamic range image out of these. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see there's a little bit of movement between the frames, and that might be because the scissor lift we were on was shaking. We're going to hope that the HDR program we're going to use is going to be powerful enough to make that sync. So I'm going to click G to go back into the grid view. I'll use Shift and arrow to select all of these images, and I'm going up to File, Plug-in Extras, Export to Photomatix Pro. I'm using Photomatix Pro to make this particular HDR image. I'm going to give it a different file name. I'm just going to call this Test HDR. Okay, so I'm going to click Export. Now Photomatix is going to take these 5 images, merge them into a single image. It's going to be a TIFF image, a 16-bit TIFF image, so it contains quite a bit more information than an 8-bit JPEG image would make. Here it's automatically aligning the images. Again, taking care of those little shifts that happened because I was shaking on a scissor lift in the wind. And the ghosting there, same thing. If that tree was moving around independently of any shifts that were happening to the camera position, you might get a little bit of ghosting in the image, and Photomatix has gotten a lot better at dealing with that in more recent versions. So here we are. There's our image. Looks great, doesn't it? Haha. Okay, it looks like Photomatix has set us up to use the last the last defaults that we had. I'm not going to go through and explain each of these settings because this is not a Photomatix tutorial. One thing you notice is that I was shooting wide open, f/22, and I've got quite a bit of sensor on my, or dust on my sensor. You can see all these spots in the sky. That is a little bit troubling. You can take care of that later on, either in Lightroom or in Photoshop. But just want to recognize that it's there. I'm going to click Save and Re-import. And Photomatix is going to round trip that image back into Lightroom. So I'll click back in Lightroom right here. Although it didn't go back into the collection that I had these in. So let's go find it here. Probably dropped it at the end of that folder. So I'll actually take you through the process of finding that image because I think it might be interesting. This is how I use Lightroom. I'll right-click on any image. I have this in a collection right now. I've isolated just these 6 images, the 5 beginning images and the after image, and they're in a collection here called QT5. Click on any image and choose to show that image in the folder in the library in which I have it stored. All right, now you see all of the images that are in that folder. I'm going to go up to the metadata panel in the filter bar here, and I'm going to choose to filter this by file type. Now I know that that was a TIFF image we just made, so if I look here, I should find the file name down here says test HDR. That is indeed the image we just made. You can see all the dust spots are there. In Lightroom, I can go into the Develop module, use the Dust and Spots tool using keyboard shortcut Q, and just carefully take each of those out. And that will be the process for creating that image. Any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section here on the blog, or email me at andrew@shinphoto.com. Thanks for watching.